Justin.
Around and shadow box prior to round one. There's Matienza. They're both 21 years of age. Jeff Fenech, slightly the taller, 4 centimetres advantage there in weight. About a kilo between them, actually. In fact, exactly a kilo. They're both well over the bantamweight limit. As I said earlier, Matienza really a featherweight. And in reach, Fenech decided 4 centimetres. Well, what's that? 4 centimetres. That's what it is. Advantage over the challenger from the Philippines, John Matienza.
Scaling 8 stone, 11 3/4 pounds. Wearing purple trunks with gold band and pipings, from Manila, the Philippine Islands, 3 times national amateur champion, beaten but once in 19 professional bouts, holding 3rd ranking in the bantamweight division of his country, John Matienza. His opponent, occupying the blue corner, scaling 8 stone, 9.5 pounds, wearing green trunks with gold band and pipings, from Marrickville, Australia, his country's super flyweight title holder, newly enthroned as the International Boxing Federation bantamweight champion of the world, Jeff Fenech. Non-scoring judge, former welterweight champion of Australia, Paul Moore. Ringside judges, Bernie McMahon, Brian McMahon, Tony Rock.
10 3-minute rounds. Jeff Fenech having his first outing since he won the IBF Bantamweight Championship here at Sydney's Hordern Pavilion, up against John Matienza. And Jeff Fenech looking down the gun barrel now of a challenge from the #1 contender from the United States, Jeremy Coffey.
Part of the gloves, keep your punches to the front part of the body. I want you to shake hands, come out fighting and defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
But first he has to overcome the challenge tonight in this non-title bout from this well-performed gentleman from the Philippines, John Matienza, who's had 150 amateur bouts, started boxing when he was only 13 years of age, Alan, so he obviously knows his way around the ring.
Well, he's won 18 of his 19 fights, and what a fiery start. Fenech didn't waste any time. The bell went. Matienza wasn't ready. He's got a little smile on his face, and Fenech came straight out after him. Well, I suppose Fenech could be 6 foot tall walking into the ring tonight, knowing that he's the world champion in the IBF Bantamweight division. Must make a great difference, Mike, to your confidence.
I certainly would, although I guess the other fella figures he's got the odds to nothing. He's come down here and he reckons he's no easy pickings, and by gee, if he can by any chance knock Fenech over tonight, or even give him a good fight, I guess he's in there with a chance for a shot. But I wonder, as I said, I don't know whether he's got the power in those 2 fists of his to worry the current world champ. He's quite an accomplished boxer. Whether he's got the hammers in there that can worry Fenech, we'll find out.
Only time will tell. In round 1, this fight scheduled for 10 threes. Fenech still looks in reasonable condition too. Well, I say reasonable condition. He does look in good condition for this fight. So he's quite obviously done a lot of work since he won his world title.
Yeah, he's a big bantamweight, Jeff, and I would imagine he's quite happy to carry the extra pound or two to build up to fight this fella who came in at almost 6 pounds over the bantamweight limit.
Big left hand from Matienza missed, and Fenech was quickly to get out of the way. Matienza trying to stalk up against Fenech, who's over towards his own corner. Fenech taking most of the blows on the gloves. Looking very confident, Jeff Fenech. It's like everything else, I suppose. You're the world champion, entitled to be a little bit cocky, but in this game you just can't afford to be overconfident.
Well, there was no need to hang about in that corner. I thought he hung about for a few seconds more than he needed to. Anyway, he's got out of it, and he's in mid-ring now. And as you said, he's looking pretty confident against this fella. I have a feeling if they're as good as Matienza can throw, and maybe they're not, but if that's the venom he's got, I have a feeling he won't be, he mightn't be round at the end of 10 rounds.
Well, there's been the question mark all the week about Matienza. Even though he's won 18 from 19, there is grave doubt about his punching power. And, oh, that was the left hook home from Fenech. We're worrying about the punching power of Matienza, whether it was strong enough. We know the punching power of Jeff Fenech. He's had 7 professional fights. None of them have gone the distance. And if that left hook is any indication, this fight will make it number 8. Matienza's in trouble. Looks a bit of a mismatch, Mike.
Well, at this stage, Matienza doesn't know whether he's in the Philippines or downtown Sydney, because Fenech's picked him up with a couple of big punches, and I think he'd be quite happy to see the round out. Although that wasn't a bad punch by Matienza.
And they want to go on with it. So round 2 should be very interesting.
When you fit mufflers for a living, you have to do a better job. At Midas, we're muffler specialists. We give a fair price, a fixed quote, fast service, a 3-year written guarantee, and we only fit quality mufflers. You see, at Midas, mufflers aren't a sideline, they're our business. So, when your muffler snuffs it, take it to Midas, the muffler specialists.
He had Matienza in trouble in that first round, and here's how it happened. That was the terrific left hook, Alan.
Well, the left hand from Fenech was lightning. He did follow it up with the right hand there, and that absolutely staggered Matienza. But that left hook which Fenech threw was so quick, and it hit him flush, right on the button. And at the end of the first round, Fenech felt that Matienza wanted to continue on with it after the first, and Fenech said, well, I'll oblige you. Referee Paul Moore, along with the bell, called a halt, and round 2 they've come out a little bit more civilised, if we can coin that phrase in boxing.
Well, at his last outing, Matienza outpointed the former featherweight champion of the Philippines, a fellow called Little Bangoyan. He's challenged for the bantamweight championship up there, but he says the champ won't fight him. Although I'd be surprised if he didn't have a bit of trouble in making bantamweight, as I said, coming almost 6 pounds over the limit tonight.
A lot of weight to pull off in that division. Fenech is very, very cool tonight. He's very confident. I'm inclined to agree a little bit with you, Mike. I didn't like the way he laboured over in his own corner there for a while and let Matienza have a couple of sitting shots at him. Maybe he was there to test out the punching power of Matienza. I doubt it. I think in this game you don't test out the punching power, you don't get hit. But and then he stood Matienza up, so he seems to be boxing well within himself.
Yes, at this stage he just seems to be using Matienza for a bit of sparring practice, actually.
I think it would be a major shock if Fenech was beaten tonight. Major shock for everyone. Wouldn't do his career much good either.
Well, at this stage, Matienza not showing a great deal. He needs to get a bit of venom in those punches, although, as I said, having watched him in the gym, I'm not too sure that there is a great deal there.
Fenech jabbing with the left hand, then he threw the right. Matienza, I don't think he was staggered from the punch. He just lost his footing. Another left hand from Fenech got through the guard. Fenech over towards the ropes, over towards the neutral corner, and away he comes.
And Fenech just looking to me as though he's biding his time, waiting for a chance to rip into Matienza with those ferocious exchanges that we know Jeffrey can produce.
A lot of Matienza's punches going around the back of Fenech. He's inclined to throw them with a wild sort of slinging action. Doesn't seem to be punching from the shoulder, Matienza. Fenech going downstairs, burying the punches. 12 seconds to go in the round. Fenech really giving it to Matienza towards the latter part of the second round. He's got everything under control, composed, And I think Matienza is quite happy to hear the end of the second round.
Phone it through later, Mrs. Fisher. We'll be here.
Yes, it is protected, even if you caused the accident. Under 25, Miss Boyce? Oh, you will be pleased.
A 20-foot fire count with annex, yes.
Sure, we'll recognise your record with the other company.
Not only do AAMI make these promises, more importantly, we keep them.
And if a tank major, Smythe, that I can't promise.
Back in the corner of Jeff Fenech after 2 rounds here of the scheduled 10-rounder, doing it extremely easily against his challenger this evening from the Philippines, John Matienza. There he is, Matienza, looking not the most confident of figures, and who can blame him? Because I really doubt, as I said earlier, that he's got the punching power to worry Jeff Fenech. In fact, unless he starts to pull out a few, I don't know that he would worry my missus. He looks all right, but he hasn't thrown any yet, Alan.
Tell me your missus can beat you. Into round 3. I noticed towards the end of the second round that I think Fenech thought, well, you know, I've given you 3 minutes of this round. You haven't done a lot, so I'll just walk up and give you a couple to go on with. And he started to stagger Matienza.
Yeah, you get the feeling with Fenech, it's just a matter of when he wants to say go, whether he wants to have half a dozen round sparring practice or whether he wants to give this fellow an early Friday night.
Well, I would say had there been another 30 or 40 seconds left of the round 2, it would have been an early night.
I think it's just a matter of whether Jeff wants to go and watch the cricket, mate. He might know they pulled the covers off.
We're in round 3. The 5 scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds. Jeff Fenech, the world bantamweight IBF champion. His opponent, John Matienza from the Philippines, 18 out of 19 is his record. Maybe tonight it'll be 18 out of 20 by the look of it. The crowd calling for Fenech to quicken up the pace. Calling for Fenech, they want a knockout. They want Fenech to finish this boy.
Yeah, Matienza keeps pushing him away, but you feel that he's firing blanks. And
nice left-right from Fenech.
Fenech's starting to step up the pace a little now.
And Matienza's going to accommodate him, or try to. And you see Matienza throwing very much with the arm, Michael. He's very round arm. Not a lot there from the shoulder.
And a smile on the face of Jeff Fenech a moment ago. Not a smile of pain, not a grimace, just a cheeky grin saying, come on then, if you want to make a fight of it, let's put one on.
One thing about John Matienza's corner, they're very vocal. I don't know whether you can hear them in the commentary, but they're right under our lug. "20 seconds to go in the round. I don't know whether there's a lot of advice you can give Matienza. He's up against the world champion. He's out there doing the best he can. It's very problematical whether it's enough. Towards the end of round 3, 5 seconds remaining in the round. Fenech picking up the points in this round, as he did in the first 2, as the bell goes to end round 3.
You and me, can we be partners? You and me, can we be friends?
Partnerships have made this country great, and that's how we work at Hotham. We'll talk together about loans, investments, help pay your bills, and we'll always be there when you need us.
We'll be a great association, one that never ends.
Hotham, we make a great partner.
The corner of John Matienza, I guess that was his best round. The last one, round 3. At least he seemed to be a little bit more intent on getting into Jeff Fenech, who, perhaps because this fella at this stage is out of his class, has yet to find the timing that we know so well from Jeff Fenech. I think he does need to step it up a bit. I don't think this fella's in his class, and I wonder how much longer Fenech will... Well, he's not carrying him, but he's certainly not the Fenech that we know yet.
One thing about Matienza, he's game. He's trying very hard. But he certainly doesn't look as though he's got a knockout punch, or a lethal punch anyway. Fenech looks very strong. He is a very strong fighter, Fenech, and he is very tough. And when he decides to put them together, he does let go. Now he's going after Matienza. Flurry of blows. Matienza took most of them on the gloves and around the back.
You get the feeling that Fenech just needs to slow it down a little, those exchanges, find his timing, set himself for this fella.
Well, his timing is a little bit off, Mike. I don't think there's much doubt about that. I suppose after winning the world title, he'd have a bit of a letdown, and to be back in the ring again tonight takes you a bit of time. And he's just going along in his own tin pot way at the moment. Waiting for the opening to give Matienza a big thump. Pretty durable, Matienza, just the same.
Yes, he may not have the most powerful set of punches in the business, but he's taken a few.
Oh, the left hand had a bit of damage in it from Fenech. Matienza trying to fight back. Downstairs went Fenech. Matienza's in a bit of trouble. I think Fenech's hurt him. He's hurt him low. He's hurt him not with a low blow, but he's hurt him in the stomach region. Matienza trying to fight back. But he was hurt with a rip into the stomach area, Matienza. He hunched over. He's hurt in the stomach, Matienza. He's gone for all money. Unless he can pull out something sensational. It wasn't so much the blow to the head that did the damage, but Fenech got him right underneath the heart, slowed him up completely. You can see how he's hunched over in his stance. 20 seconds to go in the round. Matienza prepared to fight back. He has the world champion in the corner. But he's punching power. It's like throwing cream puffs at Pentridge at the moment for Fenech.
Oh, get your arm, please. Come on.
Paul Moore tells them to get their arms free as Fenech goes after Matienza as the bell goes to end round 4.
Hey, it's a new time, a new bride, a new arrival, but the same good old laughs.
We'll go out while we're still laughing.
At the new time of 6:30 Saturday live on 9.
What sort of interest is FlexiRate offering this week? Oh, that is good. If you're not earning this much on deposits of $5,000 or more, you've obviously got the wrong partner.
I think I'll have to take back what I said about this fella Matienza. I think he would give my missus a pretty fair go. He's tough. He took heaps from Fenech in that round. I was surprised he saw it out. Fenech ripped into him, and he showed plenty of courage to still be on his feet at the end of the round. Whether he's on his feet at the end of this round certainly remains to be seen. But Fenech found that timing then. He found those combinations, and Matienza was very, very lucky to see out the round. Fenech first out, very keen to get on with it in round 5.
Well, in round 4, Fenech's left hand found right into the just under the heart region of Matienza, and you see Fenech go downstairs again. He got him almost in the same region and snapped his wind completely, and Matienza was very much hunched over, and Fenech went on with the job at Matienza, to his credit. Took plenty of punishment, stood his ground, and well, he fought back as gamely as possible, but he did get hurt in that 4th round. But hands from Matienza starting to drop a bit. You can see them when he got away from Fenech. He wanted to get his hands down. You can see there his hands are getting down under his chin. One has the opinion that Fenech is not respecting the punching power of Matienza.
I think that's Matienza's problem. He can't hurt Fenech, and Fenech's just going after him with those left-right combinations, very crisp punches, straight from the shoulder. They're hard punches for a little fella, and he throws plenty of them, and Matienza's been feeling most of them.
Fenech's attacked the head mostly throughout the fight so far. You can see there they all missed. But I think the punch that can win this fight quickly for Fenech is a left rip into the body of Matienza. Fenech hitting him with a nice left and right. Fenech trying to hit Matienza's gloves out of the way.
Well, Matienza proving a pretty easy target now. What speed he was showing earlier in the bout certainly disappeared, and with that incapacity to hurt Fenech.
Well, so he doesn't throw his punches from the shoulder, Mike. If you watch him closely, he just slings. They're all punches from the arm, and that hurt Matienza. Fenech got him with a short left hand, and now he's after him. Matienza feigning for Fenech to come in. You see the difference in the punching power. When Fenech lets go, he lets go from the shoulder. "15 seconds to go in round 5. Fenech after Matienza, hitting him into the body. That's where he's vulnerable, Matienza. Fenech after him as the bell goes to end round 5.
Both these drivers have been rating 1 for the last 4 years. He's with the RACB. Oh, no. He's about to lose his rating 1. Extra cost, $94. Oh, no. Well, at least he's with double AMI. We won't touch his rating 1, and there's no extra cost. Because at Amy, we reckon he's earned 1 on us.
Hot dog? I probably can't afford one.
Back in the corner of Jeff Fenech, who again gave John Matienza plenty of trouble in that last round, round 5. Those raking shots to the body starting to take their toll now. There's one of them.
It's that left ripped into the body. There it is there from Fenech. Now, see how he's hunched over? He's hurting. I think Fenech can forget about trying to hit this bloke on the head. I don't think he'll probably knock him out in the head with a sledgehammer the way he's going, but if he keeps hitting him in the midriff, I don't think Matienza can continue for too much longer, because he is being hurt very severely and being winded with those body punches from Jeff Fenech.
And good news from Headingley, where it looks as though they'll be back in business very shortly. The news not so good here at the Hordern Pavilion for John Matienza, who is at this stage copping a fair bit of a caning from the world bantamweight champ Jeff Fenech, who's been hitting him with raking rips to the body. Fenech a bit concerned there. Looks like he slipped a little in that corner.
Had a quick look at the floor. Might have been a bit of perspiration there, but he lost his footing. And he then gets back towards the centre ring. Like we've seen a couple of boxers tonight slip over towards Jeff Fenech's corner. But it didn't worry the world champ. Fenech has Matienza over towards his own corner. He's in trouble. He's gone down.
Yes, a flurry of blows, and down he goes, John Matienza in his own corner.
Away you go.
Matienza looking to his corner for help. There's no help in there, son. You're on your own. And he is very blurry about the eyes, Matienza. Fenech should be able to finish him. One minute and 20 seconds to go, round 6. He can't take much more, the young Filipino. He calls for Fenech to come in.
And it was in this very corner that Fenech finished off another Filipino, Rolly Navarro, 2 fights back. And in this very corner, he may well finish the job on John Matienza.
Matienza straightened up. He's down.
And
Fenech gave him one to go on with as he went down.
It's a replay.
I wouldn't get up, son.
Navarro fell down in that very corner after 4 rounds. And there's Matienza in the 6th.
Paul Moore asks Matienza, is he okay to box on? Fenech's going to try and finish him off in this round. Fenech after Matienza, and that'll be it. He's had enough.
5, 6, 7, 8. Give me your glass. You all right, son?
Are you right, son, says Paul Moore. Matienza says he is. I'll tell you he isn't. And that'll be it.
Come here.
It's all over. Jeff Fenech has knocked out John Matienza in the 6th round.
Yes, well, Shingagi said they stopped the fight early on him last time round, and Paul Moore certainly gave Matienza no chance to say that. 3 times he was decked before the referee called an end to it, and the blood flowing down the left eye now of John Matienza, who copped quite a hiding there in the closing stages of that bout from Jeff Fenech, who he just felt was waiting to unleash him to get his timing in order. When he did find it, it was good night for Matienza, who never really had the punch to worry the world champ. There he is, Jeff Fenech, successful in his first defence, stopping John Matienza. Let's have a look now at the first of the knockdowns. And that's it. A combination of blows, particularly that right hand to the jaw. Down goes Matienza. Let's have a look at the second one. As I said, referee Paul Moore gave him every chance. That was number 2. And let's have a look at number 3. This stage, Matienza totally gone, and probably lucky to still be getting another chance, although I guess to be given another chance to get knocked down again isn't all that lucky. Fenech hammers away at him. Down he goes again, and that's it. And we'll get the official decision now from our ring announcer, Ray Connolly.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 minutes, 41 seconds of the 6th round, the winner, maintaining his unbeaten record, Jeff Fenech.